Hi everyone, welcome back to another fun project. Today I want to show you how to make this twist and shout bracelet. And it's made with all seed beads and it fits nice and it looks nice. It's actually really comfortable to wear. And I called it twist and shout. So for this project today, I am going to use, on this one I used all Miyake seed beads. Miyake, however you say it. Anyways, there's 3 colors of seed beads in this. I don't know if you can see it up close, but there's pink, purple, and green. And it's really hard to see these because they are gilt-lined opal. All the colors are gilt-lined opals. Anyways, I used 3 colors in an 8/0 and 3 colors in a 11/0, and I used the coordinating beads. So if I used an 8/0 in Miyake, I used an 11/0 in Miyake to keep all of the beads consistent. And you'll see why in a minute. So for today's project, I am going to use Czech beads, because in this one I used Miyake seed beads. So they're a little bit more of a cylinder shaped bead than what a Czech bead is. So in this tutorial I'm going to use 8/0 in the green, and I have an 11/0 that matches. An 8/0 in this is like a pearl pink, and I have the 11/0 to match, and white, and I have an 11/0 to match. And these are all Czech seed beads. And you're going to need a toggle, 2 wire protectors. That, if you don't have those, that's okay. You'll just sew them on normally. And a size 10, 12 beading needle, pair of scissors, and some thread. Now this thread here is either Ceylon or Eslon, I can't remember, but it's a thin thread. But I also have to wax it because it's a non-wax thread and it tangles like crazy, so you need to seriously wax this. Anyways, I'm just going to cut off a good comfortable length, not too much, because like I said, this crappy thread tangles and splits like crazy. So I just have a block of beeswax here. Get this stuff out of my way. And I'm going to just run it through the beeswax a couple of times. So pull it, and it will straighten out your thread as well. You notice it's really curly here and straight here when you pull it through the wax. So this works good. Keep pulling, keep pulling. And I'm going to run it through the wax twice. That's usually my way of doing it, is running it through twice. Alright, you can see I've run a lot of wax, or a lot of thread through this wax. And you're going to get little itsy bitsy pieces of wax on your thread, but I'll show you how to get rid of that, the most of it. Pulling. And this will waterproof your thread too, so if you get your bracelet wet, that's okay too. So all you do is to get rid of this excess wax, and I'm pretty sure you can't see that. You kind of see it on my thread here. Is take the beginning of the thread, hold it between your fingers, and just pull it. And you'll see the wax come off. And it kind of smooths it over the thread as well. And you're gonna have to do it a second time, because once is definitely not enough. But you can see I got the excess wax off. And we'll do that again. One more time. Actually, that didn't all come off my fingers. Sounds beautiful. I'm making music. Anybody care to write a song to that music? Okay, see, a little bit more, and now we are good to go. So I'm going to thread my needle like a champ. Okay. And this thread really likes to split. I don't know if it's Nymo or Eslon or what it is. You're also going to get a little bit of wax built up into your eye of your needle, but that comes off, wears off while you're sewing and such. Alright, so let's get some beads. So I'm going to start with one color of my 8/0s. So that's what you want to get on your mat. And then you're going to pick up 3 8/0s on your needle. Bring them down. Leave yourself a little tail, enough to weave in. And then you're going to run your needle back up through all 3 beads. 1, 2, 3. And don't do that. Like I said, this thread loves to tangle. Look, first pull and it tangled. Wouldn't be me without doing this. And it already split. I didn't even touch it and it split. I don't know, this one here is really terrible thread. I wonder if I got this from Fire Mountain Gems too. Alright, let's hope I got it out. Okay, I'm going to hold on to my tail wherever it is. Oh, it's way over here. Okay. So I need to bring these beads back down to the end because they let go on my finger. And I'm going to leave a little tail to weave in. Alright, so when you pull this tight, you should kind of have like a little triangle, a little baby triangle like this. I don't know if you can see that. But we want it to be closed because we want these to stand up like that. Anyway, that should be fine. Let's go through this bead, holding the tail nice and snug, and through this bead, just because we need one bead on top here like this, and the other 2 we need pushed together like that. Okay, so it should look like this. Now pick up 2 of your 8s, and you're working just with your 8s, and you're going to make a circle. So you're coming out here, here's where I'm coming, just go around, make a circle and pull. And you can see your wax will start building up on your beads, but it actually gives your beads a shine. Okay, so we've gotten this far. And now you're just going to go back into those 2 beads you just strung on. So we're basically doing a ladder stitch is all we're doing. And try to keep it nice and tight in this area. So pick up 2 more beads and make a circle. Run your needle through like so. And go back in here. And you're probably wondering why I'm using pink thread. Well, it's just because I've got pink in here, and this is what you should have. So what you're going to do now is you're going to continue doing this ladder stitch all the way the length of your bracelet. Now if you have a size 7 wrist or size 7 bracelet that you wear, you're going to make this particular piece 7 inches long. Okay? This entire area has to be 7 inches because when you braid the bracelet like this, it's going to shorten it. Okay, see? It will shorten it and make it a lot smaller. And it will depend on how many braids you put in it, how many times you wrap your thread around. But it will get smaller. So continue doing this all the way down to the end where you reach 7 inch, 7.5 inch, whatever it is, length that you're going for. And when you get this done, I will come back and show you what you need to do next. I'm just going to show you that this is what you're going to end up with. You're going to end up with 3 strips like this. So I've worked with the pink, the white, and the green in here, and my 8/0s are the focal point in this, so the pink. I've begun on this one, which is the white, and I haven't quite finished it yet, because this is kind of time consuming, so I'm just working in stages. So you're going to need 3 strips, and that's why you need your three different colors. So this is a finished piece right here. The pink, the white, and the green right here. And I'll come back and show you how to do the next part, which is this part here. I ran out of thread, so I'm just going to add thread. Actually, I'm going to show you how to add some thread in here anyway, so I will come back and show you what to do when you get the length of this. So remember, this whole entire length is the length of your bracelet. And I'll be back. Okay, so now we've gotten to the end of our 8/0 strip, the base. But what you want to keep in mind is when you make your first piece, and make sure you use the same beads for the next 2 that you make. Because if you use Czech beads here, Toho beads here, gnocchi beads here, these are not all going to be the exact same length. And if they're not the same length, which in this one here, I made a boo-boo. I made this purple one too long in here. So it's kind of buckling right here in this area. It's nice and snug everywhere else except for this one area it's buckling. If you can see that, and I didn't want it to do that. But I made the purple one too long because I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. Okay, so in this one here, this is the 7.5 inch that I'm making, so I have 61 rows of 2 pearls, 2 beads, and then 1 on each end. So when you get to the end of this now, I've done 61, plus put my 1 pearl in, not counting this. You're going to come out and take 1 color of your seed beads, the 11/0. Now I am exiting out of the 8/0 right here on the second row. 1 second. Let me fix the camera. Okay, so I'm coming out of the second, or the group of 2 here. Alright, so all you're going to do now is start picking up an 11/0. Camera's not focusing. Alright, too close. Alright. Picked up an 11/0. Exiting out of your two beads, you're going to go into the 1 bead all by itself and pull. And you're going to pick up another 11/0. And you're going to go back into your group of 2 like that and pull it. So you have 1 here, 1 here. Now for this part here, you're going to pick up an 11/0 and you're just going to go into the next group of 2 like that. And you're just going to park an 11/0 so it's the holes facing sideways. See? Then you're going to pick up another 11/0 and you're going to always work back 1. So you're going to go backwards instead of forward, so you can park 1 right there in between these ones here. And then you're just going to run your needle through that 11/0 and back down into those 2 and begin again doing the same thing. pick up an 11-0, go into the next, pull, so one sitting there, pick up an 11-0 and work your way back now, so you fill in the gap there and go through the 11-0 and back in through the 2 beads and start again. So this is what you gotta do. Pick up an 11-0, go into the next group, pull that through, pick up an 11-0 and go back. See what I'm doing? Back. Go through the 11-0 and now through the 2 8-0s and pull. One more time and then I'm going to go off camera and finish these 3 up. So into that group, pick up an 11-0 and go back into that group. And then just run your needle, feed your needle through without any beads on it to get started to do it some more. So this is all you have to do, and then I will come back and show you what to do for the final row to get it to look like this. Okay, and I will finish this one off. Oh, I was going to show you how to tie on thread, but you know what? I don't really need to show you that. If you're a beginner and this is the first video you're watching, I suggest you go watch other videos because I don't have time right now to show how to tie on and tie off, okay? There's lots of videos out there that will show you that if you're first time watching this. Alright, so this is a really easy project. Anybody can do this project. Even beginners can do this project. It's inexpensive. All you're using is 8-0 and 11-0 seed beads, you know. And when I was doing my bracelet, as you can see, well, you can't really see in this one here, but I done the green here was the first color, just like I did the white on here and the pink on this white. And then I filled in with the white, because the white's kind of sticking up a little wee bit. If you can see that in the camera, it's great. And on this one here, I'm going to use the pink to fill in on each side here. And this one I'm going to fill in with the green. So I interchanged all of them. I used the green, the white, the pink, and then I filled in with the white. I'll fill in with the pink and I'll fill in with the green. So you can do whatever you want. I'm kind of making this for my daughter, who's a registered nurse, and pink is her favorite color, and she's pink everything, all about pink, pink, pink. Pink outfits, pink watch, pink everything. So this is another reason why I'm using pink thread, but you can't really see the pink thread. And when we fill this gaps in here, you may not even see the pink in that. So anyways, I'll come back when I have all 3 of these finished and you have all 3 of them finished. It's really simple, easy bracelet to make, but it's really fun. And it's a good idea to count how many rows you did in your first one so you can do the exact same on the other 2. And that way you know that your ends will be the same. Okay, so I have finished doing this part of the bracelet, adding all the white onto the whole thing. And now what you're going to do is get your final color, because you need to incorporate the 3 colors. Just pick up these beads. And the final color I have in this will be pink. So I'm just dropping some pink down. Now you would have ended after adding your last 2, you would have ended in coming out of your group of 2 here. So you're going to put your needle through that white bead because you want to be exiting out of one of the seed beads on the side. Pull that through. Now you're going to pick up a different color, 11-0, and you're going to exit through the 8-0. Pick up a pink one, exit through the white one. Now this is a row you don't want to pull super tight, because if you do that, you're going to really warp your bracelet by putting this edge on. So I'm working all the way down this bracelet now. So I'm picking up one and going into the next, all the way down. This is all I'm doing. Pick up one, down. Pick up one, and down. And that's it. You're going to continue to do this on all 3 of your bracelet pieces. Pick up one. So you can't really see. See, if I pull this tight, it's going to curl and it's going to warp on you. So try not to pull it tight. Keep giving your bracelet a little stretch, so you're not pulling it tight. So pick up one and continue to put one in between each one of your 11-0 seed beads on the side. Okay, so I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to finish that, and then we should have all 3 of our pieces done. I still haven't finished this, so I'll continue this too and finish this while I have the pink out. And I'll be back to show you how to put it together, sew on your clasp, and braid it. Okay, so now I've gotten all 3 of my pieces together here, or done, which is very time consuming. It's already in the evening, and I started this a long time ago, but I had a lot of interruptions. Anyways, I had a long piece of thread left off of this last one I did, so I thought I'm not gonna cut it off. And same with this green one, I had a long piece left off of this. So I'm going to use that to do that end and use this one to do this end. So you're coming out of an 8-0. At the very top, you should be exiting out of your, hang on. You should be exiting out of this top 8-0. Right? And then you're just going to take your needle, put the 2 of them together, and go into the next 8-0 like so. And then you're just going to, I already joined it, you're going to make a circle and go right back into the first 8-0 again. So you have joined these 2 pieces like that. And you're just going to go around another time, possibly 3 times.
Oh my god.
If you can get in there. And one more time. Like so. So you've kind of joined them here. And pull these nice and tight together. And now you're going to do the same thing with the green one, or your other color, your third one. You're going to go across into the 8-0. I'm just trying to place my needle into the 8-0 there. And I'm going to make a circle. And attach it to this one. So you can kind of see what I'm doing. Try not to cat in between your beads there like that. Back into the 8-0. Right. And one more time around. And exit out of the green, well, the last one you just put on. Exit out of that 8-0. Okay, and you kind of need to spread these apart like this so you can braid them. So you're going to spread them apart, flatten them like that. Now you're going to grab, I've got all three of mine laying like this. And you're going to work out of these top 8/0s here. So, pulling this one tight, perhaps I'm going to go in there one more time and do it another time around, just because I don't find it secure enough. So I'm going in and doing one more rotation. And now I'm going to get ready to sew on my one piece of my toggle. So I am going to use pink because that's her favorite color. So I'm going to pick up 3 11/0s on my needle.
Do you have any more diapers left?
4.
I just diarrhea all over the toilet and splashed them on my bum.
Okay, I got a son that's being a smart aleck. Anyways, pick up 4 11/0s on your needle. Then pick up your wire protector. And then put your toggle in the wire protector like that. Go through the toggle, through your wire protector. Make sure you catch your thread in the groove. And down through 1 11/0. Like so. Then you're going to go and pick up 3 more 11/0s. And you're going to go across into, okay, you're starting here, you're going to go across these 2 into this one. And exit out of this one. So it's the other end. I think I got a seed bead that's blocking me from getting in there. If it is. Alright. Oh boy. Okay. Oh, I hate this thread so much. This is another reason why this took me so long, is that I was constantly snagging and knotting this thread. Alright. Now you have one piece and you're coming out of your, if you see here, you're coming out of your 8/0 on this side. You're going to pick up 3 more 11/0s and you're going to go in third or into that 8/0, that 11/0 that's right below the wire protector. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm exiting because I'm going to work my way back up. I'm adding an extra group of 3 in here. So it's going to, you'll see, it's going to be, so go up through the wire protector, in through the toggle, down the other side of the wire protector, down through this 11/0, there we go, finally got it. And it's not snagged. Okay. Alright, so now you're going to pick up 3 more 11/0s. Alright. And now you're exiting out of this. You went all the way through your closure, your wire protector, came back out in this top bead. Now you're going to go this way through your 11/0. So you should have 4 groups of 3. Oops, my needle's pulling off. Okay. So you could see I have 4 groups of 3 on this. And I don't know if we can get through this 11-0 in the center here. But I am going to try and reinforce it. So I'm just going to go through what I can, because I'm pretty sure that 11-0 is going to be getting very, very tight, because we're making so many passes through it, like it is already. So yeah, I'm not going to be able to make any more passes through it without breaking it. So it will. Try and wiggle it a little. See if you can pull it through there without breaking it. Alright, well, it's on there. We've made several passes through it, so it should be good. Exit through your beads. Alright. Now, this is what you have, kind of like a cone shaped. So all you need to do now is go through some of your beads here and tie off. So I'm just going to do just that and get rid of this thread before I start braiding. If you find an easier way to sew your toggle on, then by all means do it. And I'm just tying some half-hitch knots here. Going through some beads. And going through some more beads. Here. And I'll tie one more knot and run through some beads, and then we're good to go, and then we can braid it. Okay. Alright, we're good. Let's tie this off. And let's get to braiding this. So if you just kind of flatten this, I'm pretty sure everyone knows how to do braiding. This is going to be hard for me to do upside down, so I'm going to have to do it this way. And I'm going to zoom out a bit so you can see what I'm doing. So you kind of need to just bring this bottom one up and start with the bottom one first.
Hello?
So I would say bring up this pink one first. Oh wait, maybe not. Let's see. Okay, I can't do it from that way. I have to check. Right. Okay. It's going to kind of pucker on you like this, see? But just continue to do a nice snug braid. Don't do it super tight. Just trying to do the best I can. Whatever you do, don't let any of your strands turn upside down, because when you tie this, sew this together, see how tight it is right now? We're going to loosen that up. Alright. or you could leave it this tight, but I really don't want it to stay that tight because now it's going to be really short. So I'm going to undo one twist. And this is going to be the fun part now, because now we have to join them here. The exact same way we joined them here. So if you're finding this to be too tight, then just loosen up your braid a little bit. Undo a couple of strands here and loosen it up, because this is too tight for me. And loosen it up. There we go. You want it to lay. You want all of your loops and over loops here, the overlapping, to be even all the way. And don't let them turn sideways. Make sure they lay flat like that. Okay, like that. I think we're pretty much done. Okay, so this is how we're going to sew them together. So they're all laying, that might be too loose. Yeah, we're going to do another revolution. There we go. You just got to manipulate it, play with it a little bit, get it nice and tight the way you want it. You don't want it too loose either, because it's going to flop. These loops are going to flop and it's going to look stupid. So, and you'll say, oh yeah, Ruby Lockwood taught me how to make that. So pull tight, and pull tight. Let's get your braid going. And continue all the way down, making sure we keep them even. I'm like having a hard time doing this upside down, kind of sideways. But I'm doing it. Alright. It's very finicky, but once you get it joined, it's easy. Let me feel the consistency of that. That's feeling pretty good. There we go. Right there is where I want it, so I am not moving it. This is good. So now we're just going to thread our needle, where's my needle? Of course I'm going to lose my needle. No. There it is. And try not to let go of my braid, holding on to it for dear life. Alright, okay. So, let's join these up. As you can see, my thread's coming out here, so I'm going to join each piece the same way I did last to the 8/0s. Just making circles, looping the 8/0s, and I'm going to go around twice. Don't catch the 11/0 in there. And now to catch this one, same way. And keep them joined. And do it again. We'll reinforce this. Shoot. And wow. There we go. Pull it nice and tight. And go around again. And now we're just going to sew the other end of our toggle on. So it's sewn in place. Hopefully I didn't manage to flip any of my braid. It's all remained the same. Because here's where you want to check it out, making sure it's all even Steven. I still think this was not tight enough. Because see how it's turning and flopping? So this is what happened with my last one. I had to take it all apart, so I'm going to take it apart again because this is just not tight enough. So I'm just going to pull my needle out and undo these joints. And when I get this out, I'll come back. Okay, I have taken this apart and did a few more turns in here. So now all I'm going to do is loosen up my bracelet here and just kind of maneuver it so all of the, see how it all sits nicely like this? Making sure each piece is laying nice and flat during the wrapping. So you can kind of tighten it up here to loosen it here and pull it. There we go. And now we've got it nice and even. We want to get an even braid all the way. Just keep playing with it. See? You want to just keep it flat on your work surface and continue to manipulate it into the braid so they all are even. There. I think we've got her down pat. Now I've gone ahead and sewed all these together. We're just going to sew the end on.
Nico's got to stop to have a cigarette. Do you see
Pick
that?
up 3,
Has to stop and have a smoke.
3, 4
He stops to have a
beads.
cigarette and then drops it.
Wait, what did I do here? Okay, I only put
Yay!
2 on this one.
One more time. 1, 2, 3.
Alright, we're only going to put 2 on this one. So, pick up 3 seed beads, your other piece of your toggle, and your wire protector, and then your other piece of toggle, and pinch it to close it, and go through this one, and go through the other piece of your wire protector,
Good boy.
and pull that, and down through one piece of your, or one 11-0, and pick up 2 more,
Get some exercise.
and go across.
I like 11-0s. They're my favorite.
This kind of twisted
But I prefer seed
here.
beads.
Okay. Where is my joint? Right there. Need this white one here. You just gotta kind of guess where you're gonna put this other piece, other end, because everybody's closed bracelet's gonna look different than mine. All you want to be worried about is getting your closure on. That's all, and reinforcing it. So I'm just going back up through everything I just put on, reinforcing. You can try to catch that in the groove, which I never do the second time around. Through the needle. Everything's starting to get really tight in here. And pull it tight. And I kind of really bent my bracelet out of shape here, but I can fix it. There we go. Making sure everything's even Steven. There we go. There. Back to perfect again. So I'm just gonna finish off here. Run my needle through. Do a couple of half-hitch knots. And work my way back down through one of these colors.
Your 11-0. The seed bead.
And another half-hitch knot.
Pegado. Fucking feet.
And pull that through. And one more half-hitch knot. And this time I'm going to wrap it twice.
11-0.
And pull. And then I'm going to run through some beads. Run down some of these. Oops, caught that tail, which I need to weave in yet. Goodness gracious. And there's some more. That tail out of my way. Alright, we're good. We're gonna cut this off. And that off. And we are done. After fighting with this. Just be patient with it, work it with it, it'll work out. If you try to rush and get upset, it's not gonna work.
Jeff, do you want
Nothing
beer?
works when you're upset.
Do you want beer?
Okay, so there's the bracelet. It's all done. And let's go see what size it is. I was aiming for 7.5. And it is exactly a 7.5. I don't know if you can see that, but it is.
They can't.
So This is for my daughter. Well, we're done. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. This is a really fun bracelet to make. You can use all kinds of colors. Change it up a bit. Make it one solid color if you want. Try it with that. And I hope you had fun. See you soon on the next video. Bye-bye.